Hello there, everybody. This is No Name 117 Spore, and today I have a little bit different of a live stream than what I normally do. Just gonna go to streaming other. I know right now that the background is set up for tomorrow. I probably should have fixed that. Um, hopefully tomorrow. Great things are happening. Probably won't be tomorrow. I'm gonna fix that quickly because we're not doing Carry Command 2. Uh, I'm just gonna turn on display capture and show my main screen right now. I should probably get rid of the calculator. Um, so as you can see, what's happened recently is probably a bit more than a week ago, maybe like it's 26. Yeah, probably about a week and a half ago-ish. Maybe a week ago. I don't know, week and a half ago-ish. I was playing Planet Coaster, building something, procrastinating on live stream again, trying to get preparing for a Carry Command 2 live stream that weekend, which would have been the previous weekend to this one. And, I was building a coaster, and suddenly, the power went out. Not the power, no, the power didn't go out. I'm an idiot. The internet went out. The power was fine, the internet went out. And okay, so the internet goes out. I decide, okay, I'm gonna close down Planet Coaster, shut my computer off, and turn it all back on when the internet goes live again. And then eventually the internet did go live again. And I was having some sync issue. Well, when I did that, when I first booted up the computer, the first thing it said was repairing my C drive. And I was like, okay, what's going on there? And it booted up fine, and I got back to Planet Coaster. It did say there was a file mismatch with the Steam Workshop, or the Steam Cloud, which I could understand, because, the last save of the coaster I had made wouldn't have been on there, so, that worked fine. And over the next couple of days, I just started to see kind of weird stuff in terms of the behavior of my computer. And I remember one of them, I was booting up, turning the computer on, booting it up, and like the image on the Windows screen was completely blank for like many more seconds longer than it should have been, and my background image at one point looked pretty corrupted, although eventually it seemed to fix itself. So what became apparent, and what took a couple days to become apparent, but eventually did become apparent, and I'm trying to remember specifically, it was probably when that stuff started happening that I realized that, oh god, my SSD is corrupting. So I kind of turned my computer off at that point and went on to a very basic mode where I wasn't using it as much. And ordered a new SSD from Best Buy. I actually had it for pickup like the next day. And also, since I had a hard drive which was similarly as old, I decided to also pick up a replacement for it, or buy a replacement for it, which was an actual order for a few days after that. So I get the SSD, bring it back, fit it in the computer, and, well, okay, get the new SSD, get it back, and then I have to figure out, okay, what the hell am I going to do now to get this thing on? Because my old SSD was my boot drive. So that is a pain, just a complete pain in the ass to replace. So initially I'm trying to image my old drive onto the new one with the corrupted data and all, but that doesn't work. The data is too corrupted to start Windows as a boot program for whatever reason off the new drive. So I have to install an entirely brand new copy of Windows with new SSD, and then have both the new SSD and the old SSD there, new copy of Windows on the new SSD, copy all my files over from the old SSD, all which could be salvaged, which thankfully was the vast majority of them. I don't think I lost anything. The important files there would have been primarily Planet Coaster and From the Depths, and I don't think I actually lost anything there. I might have. I think I lost a From the Depths camo texture, but not like one of my custom ones, one of the normal in-game ones, which other people are gonna have. Other than that, it seems like I got most of everything, if not everything, out. But anyways, uh, that whole process basically took like 3 days just to get my computer back, and then the day after that, the new hard drive arrived, so that took another half day to fix. And now you can see that I don't have the nice Kerbal scrolling thing as my background like I used to. So that's something that's something I was initially thinking about putting back, but I've had a weird thought. And that's, what if I try to upgrade my desktop background? But because I'm me, and because I am a tryhard with creative stuff, I'm going to try to make them myself. And not only one, like several. This is a little program called GIMP. 2.10.14. And this is what I am going to try to draw stuff on. I'm going to try to basically learn digital art on my own without watching videos and hope that it goes well. This is going to be bad. Now the good thing is I have a limited amount of experience with camo making, and a good amount of experience with camo making in From the Depths. From the Depths using this program, and I also have a little bit of experience doing pixel art in it. If you, if I go back to my title screen here, everything here, like that, my username, or my username there, the little rotating logo, all the box outlines and such, that was done in GIMP. That was all custom made by me. And I have little, what is it, like, buttons, links to my other socials. So I have like one for Discord, one for YouTube, I think one for Twitter down below. And the graphics there are made. As far as I can see, you need a cleaning of your icons. Yes, the icons also do need a replacement because of everything which went wrong. Having to replace a boot drive is not fun, and there was a lot of stuff which got confusing, and a lot of stuff where the icons, I made some slight errors in terms of what was it? Putting the hard drive in, the new hard drive. Not the new SSD didn't cause. Well, okay, the new SSD initially caused this, but the new hard drive also caused this because I didn't change the file name, and then later changed the file name and didn't put everything back to its correct location. Basically, I kind of screwed up a little bit with that. I didn't lose any data. It's just none of these are connecting to the right file anymore. So I need to fix that. I need to fix desktop background thing. I've gotten a few of these working, but not all. Most of them aren't. Eventually they will. More dead icons than Beverly Hills Cemetery. Yeah. So hopefully that explains everything that's been going on. Between the corrupting SSD, just everything. Oh yeah, Alderon and Viking, are either of you interested in becoming Twitch and later Discord mods? Because there's been a lot of weird stuff going on Twitch lately, and I might need moderators to help me block accounts, primarily. Because you guys show up here pretty regularly. You guys should know the rules. Isn't that a bot in months? So, should that work? Did that work? Hey, it worked. Alright, Alderon, if you want that, you can just confirm. I'll give it to you on Discord after the stream. Okay, so the thought process, right? Oh yeah, I do also have a YouTube video. Let me go to my YouTube channel here. Mute the desktop audio just so that nothing comes up. I did post that small YouTube video. I don't want t equals 1 second. This guy. For anyone who wants any information, if you want to post stuff, that's for ideas on stuff for me to draw. I'm not taking any of the ideas already put on there today. I need to physically learn how to digital art today. I do want to make the first of the desktop backgrounds today. I'm also making them bigger images than I normally would, like twice as big, so that if I ever want these to be like prints or something, you know, that's an option. So yeah, that's the video for requests for this. So if you have any request ideas on moments from my live streams you'd like to see immortalized as a future desktop background, potentially print, potentially channel art, that sort of stuff, go there. Yeah. Okay, that is, I see Viking adding block terms. Okay. Apparently followers is now a blocked word. Okay, I think that's just a bot thing, though. So, okay, so, some thoughts here is, what game should I hop into to initially grab the images? Because right now, choices are Kerbal Space Program, From the Depths, I could probably do Planet Coaster. I'd have to get the link working and have to build something, but, where is it? Naval Art would also be an option. Nobody says followers unless there's bot. That's fair. I mean, there's stuff from World of Waves too. I would need to build something in another game. I think right now I'm aiming for like a Kerbal Space Program image, probably. Because I think that would be, you know, grabbing some planes off of Kerbal, putting them in poses, that would be easier to do a lot quicker than a lot of this. I'm not putting these back in the correct location. I probably actually did put them back in the correct location. So, yeah, I'll hop. Yeah, I think that's what I should do. Typing a website that ends in .ru. Yeah, I've seen those block terms come up. They're not appearing on the stream chat, though, but okay. So I'll go into Kerbal Space Program, take some images, take some screenshots. Once I have those screenshots, use them to create the digital art. And as I do this, I'm going to edit the stream info to change my category. Alright, Steam has to boot. I'm going to go to main game capture and away from display capture now, since Steam's probably going to pop up here in a moment. I would imagine. Yeah, I think I did that in time. So, Kerbal Space Program should boot up, hopefully. And actually, you know what? Here's where we go. We go to streaming Kerbal Space Program. And then once we have the images in Kerbal Space Program, I will exit out, change the stream to an art stream, and start actually trying to draw them. And probably failing miserably. Also, if anybody has, like, any tips on how to paint stuff, that would be great. Okay, Kerbal Space Program, come on. Come on, capture the game. OBS, you can do it, right? Hey, there we go. Now, the good thing about everything... How do you paint even a stick figure? The good thing with this all is that I've been able to put Kerbal Space Program onto the SSD. Uh, so beforehand, Kerbal Space Program was on a hard drive, and now it's on an SSD. So this should be a lot quicker. Like this loading time beforehand was far more painful than this, even though normally I have it like heavily modded. I'm gonna need to do another Kerbal playthrough, aren't I? Now that some more mods are coming up to date. No, I still really want to. I wanted to do that. It was just the first time I tried to do that, the mods just were not up to date enough, and honestly, just a small issue led to a me finding an exploit with the mods. Alright, so I'm gonna go back and fly some old planes around. Well, actually, I'm gonna put some armament on some planes, take them off, grab some pictures, and try to figure out what image I should use. Or what image I'm trying to create. So, Wargames 3 is probably my best one for this. Okay, I'm not recreating anything. I'm just putting some weapons on some existing stuff. I'm trying to honor the existing creations I've made. Oh, I should do Spore. I should do Spore at one point. Okay, I really like this, though, that you can actually access your other games. So, there's a thought. We could do biplanes. We could get, like, a biplane photo. You know, we could fly around a biplane and take pictures of it. Or we could fly around a jet. And that would be... that would be stuff like the Banshee. Stylish monoplanes. I think I have like one stylish monoplane with that propeller. Probably want a G1. Always fly around like a Banshee or a Napha 5 Banshee, Napha 4 Cobra. Cobra is kind of like a weird MiG-29, Su-27, F-15 crossover. And this is the two-seater. And actually, some of these planes you'll see in, you know, various forms of my channel art. Like if I go to my goodbye image, I think that's a Napha 4. That's a Napha 4 Cobra in there. Little Raphael canards. Got the MiG-21 ripoff. Could have been a... nah, that wasn't a Mamba. Mamba's a cool looking plane too. Not one I keep as updated as the others though. As you can kind of tell by the side hatches here not being properly aligned and some oddness here. I tried an Su-47 ripoff. I think that might be on Wargames 2. No, it's here. Okay, yeah, you can tell there were some old parts used here. Yeah, I did try one. The Napha 33. It didn't work. It's absurdly unmaneuverable. Basically what would happen is these control surfaces wouldn't work. Oh yeah, the Thrasher. This was a weird looking design. I think the Thrasher wound up being pretty okay though, in terms of performance. We got the NAF B. Trying to remember which one was good. Oh yeah, the 26 was pretty good. The 31 was good. Oh yeah, not for 31. This one flew well. Yeah, let's take out a Nafa 31. Um, I'll just put mod on it for like modern. Um, how about I do no up to date UTD up to date because we're basically in the last version of Kerbal, so who cares? Uh, so the goal now is to basically try to figure out what weapons would look like on this plane. So if we carried, say, internal hard points here, we'd probably have small bombs on them. Ooh, is that too low? You know what? If it is too low, I can always just mount that higher up. Like, I can get it to a maximum about here. Let's do that. Honestly, start off with wingtip SRAMs. Oh yeah, I'll put some. Yeah, I should put some of those on too. But I could do this, or um, actually, that's way too tiny. Those. Oh, that's too small. There's a little this guy. This guy's another option too for those. I kind of like that more. But what I'll do is I'll put one of these on the back end, like so. Actually, you know what? Here's what we should do. Before I'm done with all this, and then I will go to the wingtip SRAMs. Um, that's bigger than I expected. Let's just kind of clip these in a bit. And I want to avoid some of that Z fighting. Just kind of do that. That didn't fix it. There we go. Z fighting fixed. And then rotate it this way. That looks like a decent bomb. Let's not have those on staging. All right, that's the ejection seat over there. All right, so we got a nice bomb payload. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna enable staging on these guys again, and just put them over here. Saying bomb that big would be under the fuselage. 2,000 pound. Yeah, you're probably right. There's not really a place I can put them. Can I make them smaller? Is the next question. And I think that the answer to that is no. This is the smallest size that the game allows. Yeah. I can't really make them smaller. Maybe science stuff. That could work. Yeah, right there, smaller. That wouldn't work. Guess we could use magnometer booms. Okay, so I'll just place the old bomb over there. Place some magnometer booms. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, now this is gonna become painful. So 3 smaller bombs would be more realistic. Yeah, you're probably right. Those are pretty hefty bomb. Or put a pilot in the... I mean, this is a pretty light fighter. I don't know. Would that be okay? I don't think it would. The other thought is, instead of those bombs, we could do, we could do these as, like, range-increasing fuel tanks instead. Like, drop tanks. That might work. I'll save the bombs, just in case. Says when dropping a hardened target, drop tanks and missiles would be far more appropriate as the hallmarks of an air superiority fighter. That is true. It would probably have air superiority missiles everywhere. Alright then, so picking parts for air superiority missiles. And how to best design them in modern stock Kerbal Space Program. So we got grip strips are pretty small. They're not rounded, but they are tiny. Or we have I-beams. And one thought with the I-beams is we could do something like this and clip them together. So we have box missiles. But you know, this is only for an image. So I can make the missiles to an approximate shape. And as long as they're like the right size, I can draw them to be rounded. Got an idea? What is this idea? Should I be scared? What are these? What is this? Seems like that clustered mid-50s air-to-air rockets. No, this plane's like past the mid-50s. I mean, this is like the 70s or 80s design here. Solid 70s or 80s design. Okay, what other parts are allowed? Okay, that's a big engine plate. Are there like any really... I mean, we got Separatrons. Separatrons are tiny. Other than that, I think all the other parts are big. Yeah, there's our anti-air missiles. Seems like you want an age-appropriate screenshot pick. 50s early Delta wing design punch, or pop on a bunch of I-beams to simulate rocket pods, old school bomber interceptor tactics. Yeah, that is something I could do. I don't know if I have any 50s designs in the NAFA series. There was one I built a while ago, like a MiG-19 replica. But that was long ago, and it would be very outdated now, and I think it might have used mods. Right now, I'm trying to look for any vaguely circular parts which are of a reasonable or small size. I guess xenon containers are tiny, but they have that little extension thing. I mean, to be fair, though, this is just for an image. So I could just accept some mild inaccuracies and deal, because it will be fine in the end. Hopefully fine in the end product. That actually looks too big. Like, even if I took this here and moved it back here a bit. Yeah, those are very big missiles. Or you just sim rocket pods and screenshot a fake strafing run. Well, I mean, the screenshot's the basis for the image. I don't need it to be 100% accurate. I just need, good stand-ins. So as long as I have that, I'm fine. Then... Oh, god damn it. So my current thought process is, I do this. Do, like... slightly rotated. Now that's the same length as the other one. However, I can just kind of move it backwards like this. And now do this and move it out a little bit this way. One beam is the right size for a... I think that's a little... You think this is the right size for a Sidewinder? It looks a little small. And then that is... Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that's... I think this is a little too big, this is a little too small, and we should go with something more in the middle. Although maybe I should take this back a little bit more like this. This is probably more appropriate for a lighter missile. And then we can move this forward. Yeah, they are small missiles. I want to put an engine on them. The question is, what engine can I fit? That could technically work. Probably not gonna get that. Any other tiny engines? This guy. I think this guy, Bear, is better. I just kind of put that at the back end, and then we need a nose cone of some sort. This work. Actually, does that look like a better engine? I don't know, it looks a little small for the size of the missile. That looks a little big. It's like trying to figure out a good mid-size one is difficult. That's a little small, and that's a little big. Because, of course, those are my options. It's either too tiny or too large. Okay, too big. The experiments kit. That's like the right size. Looks like a bootleg gun pod. I mean, all I have to do is add some, Photoshop over this, not trace these lines exactly, and we're fine. Just gotta get a note or a good nose on it. That's too big. Parachute's way too big. I might have just not cared the last time I did this. Might have not tried for an actual nose cone on it. Okay, so let's try the RCS port again. I think that's the best I'm gonna do. That's probably the best I'm gonna get those, other than, you know, having some small wings on them. So these basic fins are massive. I think it would be far better for me to put some, where are they? I think in aerodynamics, maybe, where is that? There. What are they? No, that was where it just was, idiot. I was referring to myself as an idiot there. Structural, yes, structural pylon, way too big. Structural hardpoint, more reasonable. On there, then I've now just realized a problem. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. Now that's gonna give me full symmetry of this sort. Now I can take these guys, go to local, and just kind of push them in a lot. I probably do want a second set forward, and a smaller set forward for that matter. Probably a flag would... I have to pick like a blank panel like that. But I think this could work. Okay, I see what the problem is. They're not rotating around the same axis. So we'll just have them as extremely thin then. Actually, it doesn't seem to matter, so let's go back to the panel. Just kind of shift these around weirdly. Well, that is a very, very bootleg missile. Alright, and take that, move it sideways. Actually, maybe move it out a little more. Oh, yeah, actually, you'd probably be out like that far to let the ailerons here work, so I'm probably needing a separate pylon to mount these on, which is in structural. Good enough. I think I'm just gonna disable the staging on all these guys. Because I don't want any of them lost. Alright, yeah, that looks like a good missile set right there. So then, now we just gotta put some more small hard points under here, or a small hard point there. Copy this missile. I probably won't do any long-range missiles. Thinking about it now. I believe the top one here is where I need to, or what I need to use. Take that. Maybe you should move it back a little further, like so. Okay, yeah, that's not interfering with anything. There you go. 6 missiles. That looks good enough that I could probably get away with drawing it or tracing it roughly and just making the missiles less blocky. Just disable staging on those. Oh, hold on, these engines are enabled. Screw it, they'll activate when the ejection seat activates, and that's not as important. There you go. Okay. Let's fly this around a little bit. Hope it's daytime. Because I forgot to check. I think it's daytime. It's evening. Alright. Let's put on the brakes. There we go. Let's remove your helmet. His eyes can't really see over. Who cares? And let's get this in the air and get some photos. This engine, though. I'm trying to remember what afterburner here is. Or does this engine actually have one? I don't know if it does. I don't think this engine does. Okay, the ejection seat no longer works. Good to know. Alright, so I think this fucked with center of balance, center of mass somehow. And that's what's causing the issue. Oh, I think my action groups might have gotten disabled. Should probably swap this out for the other engine. Right. This plane used to be an absolute dream to fly. I don't know what caused the ejection to fail, though. I mean, it was built before Kerbals had parachutes, so... Okay, we're having issues with roll authority here. I'm gonna allow you guys to roll. You guys can roll. I mean, this is kind of weighted down right now, so that's not helping. I might go larger authority limiter on those guys. I wonder if this is just like the extra drag from all of this is just slowing it down and the extra weight's not helping. Because I thought this plane was supposed to go faster and be more maneuverable than this. Check something. Dynamics effects. Trying to see what my settings were. Get some photos like this, kind of at the back near the engines. Maybe flying over the landscape like this. I might try to put a couple of these planes together to does have a low stall speed. That's one thing which is good about this plane. So too far. But you know what? Could get a photo here. Could get other way. Too far. Okay, you know what? Might be because he's a level 1 pilot. No, is he a 5-star? Maybe he's a 5-star, I don't know. So certainly some, I could take these images and paint them in some way. I'd have to probably put them over a different landscape with different lighting. But that can work. Maybe I do get a couple at some angles on this side. So if I want to like chain together multiple aircraft, I can. I think this will just be the first image I do as well. Just whatever this is. So I'm gonna immediately hop out of Kerbal and just work on this. Okay. Alright, let's go for a landing. Not deploy? Oh, deploy angle. Oh, that is 3. Okay, cool. So those guys just lost their information. Should we have air brakes on this thing? No, we don't. Oh, God. No. 3 up, come on. Okay. We're barely controllable. Gear up. I'm gonna try to go around to the front of the runway. Man, that was not great. I'll probably try to give this plane a different paint scheme as well. No, I'll definitely try to give the plane a different paint scheme when I draw it. I forgot what I don't think I gave this plane a proper name other than like the make and model. Alright, here we go. Now we're slowing down. I'll put the gear down. Maybe I'll set the deploy angle to 20 degrees. Okay. Crashy boom boom. I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid that here. Alright. Brakes on. Good alignment. We got good alignment. Hard landing, but we're okay. I got her on the ground somehow. And that's the important part. Okay, so I got my images. Now I can hop out of Kerbal and be done with this game. And then he can walk away from his good landing. Yep. So now, yeah, I can hop out of Kerbal and change this to an art stream. Because that's the intention. Like, oh, I have 2 pings. They're both from other people live streaming. Alright, so... I want to see more Kerbals. Yeah, I wasn't properly playing Kerbal. This is going to be an art stream. I was getting the images for the art project from this. So I was just flying around a craft quickly. So I can go back to here. I don't have my display capture on intentionally at the moment because I need to go into Steam and find those images. And then once I have them, it's going to be time to try to learn digital art on GIMP because I'm stupid. Wait, no. Content, screenshots, show on disk. Alright, so now I have the file folder up on my other monitor, and I can just look at that quickly, and I've got GIMP up over here, so I can put on the display capture and not be concerned. So, goodbye to the background image. I only took these screenshots in 1080p. But, yeah, I'll have to upscale them. Okay. Why is it when I press delete it becomes yellow? I think yellow is my background color. There you go, white's now the background color. So I'm gonna have some image choices to convert over to an art style of my choice here. One thought is, since I grabbed a couple of different angles here, if I, let's say, change their opacity down a bit. We could always do something where we have, like, 2 jets flying in formation almost. Something like this, but where this one's a little smaller. Or intentionally shrunk a little bit, or this one's intentionally made a little bigger. You know what? I kind of want to do that. I'm kind of liking the look of this. So, yeah. I say we go with this as the screenshot, rather than one plane try to do 2. Because I'm stupid. So goodbye you, goodbye you. Layer. Scale layer. So, I'm gonna first try doubling it. Which is... see, 1920 times... no, 1080 times 2 would be 2160. But I... that's the question, is that big enough? Is that big enough for what I'm looking at here? Probably not. I might want to do like a 2.5 times scale. So half a 1080 is 540. So if we are doing 2160 plus 540, thankfully 60 and 40 add up to 100. So that would be 200 plus 500, so 700. Yeah, okay, that looks like the proper subject. So then we can put that there, and then this guy, this other guy here, is gonna be just behind him, so we don't want to scale him up as much. Scale layer. Okay, so no, this was... So we started with 700. Let's try maybe 500. I think that's a little too big. Layer, scale layer, so maybe like 300, so that it does look like it's a little further behind. A little bit further forward, like this. I still think that's too big. Just because of where the camera's positioned. But that's too small back there. So so let's try this one at a double instead. Maybe if that's over there and then... Wait, no. This guy's more over here. But I kind of feel like that... Hold on, let's increase the opacity of these a little bit. Okay, how does this look surprisingly clean despite this being in the background? It's kind of strange. Oh, I see. It's kind of layering the sand texture over here. That's kind of neat, actually. A pretty neat look. It's kind of difficult to notice. Because it shouldn't have the sand texture on the mountain, but it adds... Oh my god. How does that add to it? That adds to it. That actually adds to it. Okay. Is that the right size? I'm not convinced. I think it needs to be a little smaller. Alright, so let's increase the opacity of these guys each. Layer, scale. So I'm gonna just scale you to maybe like 1800. Maybe 1900. There we go. I think that's at about the right scale. So then that should go about probably there-ish, right? I could probably move you up a little bit. Got our closer one, and we have our further one. That might still be a little close. I think 1800 is better, thinking about it now. So then where we have two planes flying off. Alright. And I'll try to give them, like, more of a proper paint scheme here. So... maybe increase the opacity of these down a little bit more. Of course, part of this is also going to have to be working on the landscape and trying to figure that out. Okay, so one thing I could do is I could start by just kind of sketching some lines out here. And, maybe, like, more of a reddish color so that they're more visible. Now, as you can tell, this is already going to be very, very difficult because I'm using a mouse and keyboard. Alright, so... Hmm. I might try to move that top one down a little bit so that it looks like they're in formation a little better. That gives me a lot of sky to work with, too. Alright. Edit stream info. We're not in Kerbal Space Program anymore. This is an art stream now. There we go. Don't put it on that layer, put it on the top layer. Now, I did say this was probably going to fail. And you can already see why. I don't have enough brush control to do this. I think there's a way... There's a tool for this, isn't there? Ah, that's bad. That does not look good. I certainly see why people do this on, tablets now. It is possible to create a straight line. Or not a straight line. You can create straight lines pretty easily just by doing this. How did that result in a better curved line? Alright, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so that's actually a little landing gear pod, I think. So... roughly that. Look at how bad of an idea this is, just overall. Yeah, this was not my brightest moment. I'm actually gonna do like, okay, so that's a line. I'm actually gonna do. Actually, you know what? Here, how about we do um, I don't know what that little hump back there is. Oh, that's the other canard. Alright, so then the cockpit should more realistically something kind of like this. Just I tried to do a little bit more like that. So then here would be canard. You know what? A little line there. Here's kind of the top of the fuselage, and then here's kind of the other canard. Technically, that kind of extends more to there-ish. That's the fuselage. Let's put a little bit. So that the spike in the nose should probably be about there-ish. Put a little bit more of a spike on these guys. I'll figure out the exact missile shape later. This is a rough idea. It's kind of a rough outline of it. Alright, so that and that. What are your thoughts? I just go back to screenshots and give up on this, because this is a stupid ass idea. I am not. This is not gonna succeed. Like, I mean, look at this. Look at what I'm having to do already. And I'm like already really bored. I am not cut out for this. I am not. I don't have the tools. I don't have the ability. I could maybe sketch pretty well, but not like this. How do people... I would say how do people do this, and it's called using a different fucking program. I'm not even sure people are interested in seeing me get frustrated at trying to make this. I can make camos. I'm now discovering that I can't do this. I think this is a fin, but I have to modify the fins and make the missiles look a little different. I know maybe I do this. Okay. Just kind of go forward to there. Should give us most of an idea of what I need to do. Let's say this plane. Um, probably do want to try to get that little bump for the landing gear in there. And then looks like rough idea it would be this and this. You know what? That doesn't look bad. I think I've just regained my hope that I can do this, only to promptly lose it again sometime later due to other weird reasons. But I'm now beginning to think this is possible. Which I should not think. Do not make me think this. Do not give me any ability to think this. But I turned that damn screen off and then saw the outline and it's just like, okay, yes, that looks like the plane I was trying to make. I'm definitely gonna have to bring up reference images on my other monitor though. For this. Okay, so this winds up being about here. Now, I think I do something like this. Yeah, okay, so I'm putting them lower section of this here. Like that, I take it. Kind of follow this. Okay. Then kind of do this, this, and that. Then bring that back. Okay. This should not be working in the slightest. It should be a horrendous failure in terms of me, trying to trace this plane so I can draw it. As my first attempt ever at, like, learning how to make a proper digital artwork. But somehow when I removed the outline, it looked okay. That is the least expected result. This will come out a little bit more. So a little bit like... No. I accidentally deleted a layer there for a moment. This, just like that. I think that's another thing back there. That's the plane itself, probably. No, wait, no. Okay, that's part of the drop tank right there. I should probably include Um, you go there. I'll have to reshape some of this. Let's just get rid of. Let's just get rid of this guy for the moment. Boop. Kind of boop there. And then. Oh, hey, you kind of go like this. I take it, right? That. Let's do kind of that, and then that goes there. There we go. Boop. I'm not gonna draw that because I do plan on modifying how these missiles look. Okay, so we have that. Okay, hold up. Alright, so I had to tell someone something. Line about there. Okay, that's the thing done. Tail fin done. Okay, so then that goes there, 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 there. I'll probably want to remove the volume from these fins here if I can. They have a little bit too much at the moment. Eventually I'll want to make warships like this. Drawing on the wrong layer. Glad I caught it early enough. So technically I can go further back. That would be something I have to work on later. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. I need the thrust still. On this guy. Oh, right, hold on, there's still a little bit more here. Alright, and then this canard. I forgot about this canard. Why does that look plausible? This should not be looking like I can actually get this project done. This... Oh, hold on, I spotted a mistake. Not with you, with you. Here. This is like legitimately artwork I can make. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna need to get this perfect, but let me call this the sketch layer. Okay, I'm gonna quickly turn off the display capture so I can save this without giving away anything. And hopefully from there on out I can just use the normal save, so... I'm gonna create a new folder, I think. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, I'm an hour into this. No wonder I'm having issues. Why does this look plausible, though? How does this look plausible? What the hell? Guess I might put this below my sketch layer, kind of leave that on top, and toggle that on and off as I need to. Okay. I'm gonna stretch, take a moment to think about this, and then I'm gonna get back to it. So, yeah, I'll do that here. Alright, hold on, my be right back sign doesn't work, because, it's not on the right thing. Let me fix that. I had some file issues. There we go. Now I'll be right back. Alright, so now I'm back and I'm trying to figure out what direction do I go from here? Because this should not have happened. This should not look anywhere near what it does right now. I feel like I've got to start making the individual components of the plane. So I think my goal right now is going to be a cockpit texture. I'm also going to pull up on Chrome some... I'm just going to look up fighter jets images. Just kind of get an idea as to what this would look like. In addition to that, I'm going to type in Euro Canard. Because that will give me a bunch of other more specific fighter jets which look more similar in a specific style. Say the Raphael Eurofighter and Gripen style. Those are some older ones too. I think I will go for a slightly more cartoonish look with this than normal. Just because that's easier. You know, I don't want to be too confined and too beyond my ability to create something perfectly 100% realistic. Might try to go slightly more grayscale with these. Yeah, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. That's good. Alright, so what I'm gonna want to do here. You know what? Let's take our sketch layer, make it slightly more like that. So I'll start with kind of mimicking the sketch with the paintbrush here. Not on the sketch layer though, on the top layer. Yeah, there we go. And what this is going to do is this is going to be the outside of the whole thing, the whole cockpit. So then here we're going to do boop, boop. Boop, boop. Probably a little boop there. Then I'm going to switch to a pencil, do the inside like this. Then once we have this, I can just take a fill bucket to it. Okay, bucket fill. Okay, so for the bottom layer here, I'm probably just going to try to overlay it with a, the fuselage layer. So, I'll just kind of keep this relatively simple still. Because of how I'm going to do that. On the top, however, I am going to try to curve it somewhat. Let's go to 400%. Let's go to 800%. Just all the way zoomed in. No, I think I do better at 400. I could easily see this single thing being a multi-day thing. I guess this is more similar to what I do with the camos, what I'm doing now. I'm gonna get a little eraser. There, smooth that out a little bit. Come on. No. Here's what I'm manually entering in 600%. Oh, god damn it. I'll be honest, I think this is the dumbest idea like any human being could have. What I'm doing here. You know, trying to do digital art on a mouse in GIMP 2.0. Like most people use some form of tablet for this. What happens if I go to like 200? I haven't fixed anything. Is all that reveals. Yeah, I know 400 still gives me enough shape to this to know that I haven't actually fixed anything properly yet. I think I use the 11 by 11 or by 11 for kind of just smoothing out edges like this. Oh god. Okay, seriously, have a little bit more control. I don't have the control to do this. Because I'm on a mouse with high... And I've intentionally, like, set the sensitivity up because I like high sensitivity for some reason. I'm like the worst person ever to ever attempt doing this. It's looking better now. That might be good enough. Still not great, though. Still clearly visible. And it just isn't perfect. Especially here. Here. I think that just made it worse. Oh, it's a little lumpy. Hmm. Guess that's okay. That's probably the best I'm gonna get it to look. So, yeah. I don't care enough about fixing that now. So I should probably, on this layer, also do that here. Okay, so, start. So the rough sketch is this. Alright, let's keep rid of the sketch layer. Go back to the paint brush. Alright, so then let's go to 600. Okay, so we gotta kind of stop the weirdly shaped sections here. So I'll do something a little bit more like that. It's still a little oddly shaped. A little oddly shaped. I at some point want to try this with warships, and that's gonna go really badly. Um, like these are definitely gonna have to be traces from Kerbal Space Program and from the depths, and maybe naval art in the future too in Planet Coaster. But you know, hopefully the end result will be enough. Or you know, maybe I should just play around with like actual paint, and that would probably go better. And one of the things I want to do with this is, or this part right here, is I am gonna make it partially transparent in the end, so you can see through it a little bit. That will mean that I'd have to put a pilot in it. Um, Seriously. Okay, you know what? Let's. Yeah, no, that's lumpy. God damn it. I'll see where the main lump is. Main lump. Reason it's looking lumpy is here. And, no, don't go down. Like ups more, kind of with rain. Way to describe it. Nope. That's a bit better. I think that I can work with that. And I mean, really, this would be the size we'd be viewing these at. So, okay. So in terms of like fuselage paint, I think that's kind of the thing I want to get right. I don't know specifically what sort of color of paint we want. I mean, if we look at these guys. You know what? Let's take this layer and make it slightly like 95%. Actually, no, bring it to full. I'll bring it down later. Okay. Actually, maybe I just will leave it at full and just will leave the cockpits kind of dark like that. Because I think that'll be easier on me. So, yeah. Just trying to think about how next to... What overall color of plane should I have? Should I go for something a little bit more... Should I go for something gray, kind of like a modern jet? Or, should I go for something a little different? Probably should go for, like, some form of grayish. Probably like a medium gray, but not quite the Kerbal Space Program gray that these planes were originally in. You know, something a little different, something where it looks a little bit more coherent. Or, hold on, I found a really cool image of a Gripen, the Swedish Gripen, where it has a digital camouflage applied to it. This could look good in digital. I think that's a strong candidate. Maybe what I do is I build like a white background for the fuselage, and then apply some digital paint to that, and base it kind of off of the Gripen camo scheme. So hold on, digital camouflage fighter jet. It's not digital. Actually, I think it's like a more deform. Not digital, maybe. Deform camouflage fighter jet. Not getting good ones. I'm looking this up on Google. There's a SU-27. Looks pretty nice. So this is like kind of, you know, light gray, dark gray, mid gray, maybe white in there. Want to go with the Saab one. Actually, if we want to see the Saab, yeah, that's a good looking camo. And if you want to see the Sukhoi, the F-16 in a similar paint scheme. Just gotta find a good one. That being said, wow, this is not at all what my audience wants in the slightest. I have like no people watching today. I promise I'll get back to games soon. I could do the deformation, the Urban style deformation scheme. I could do something else. Hold on. Let's do fighter jet camo. Just fighter jet camouflage in general. Maybe I'll get better results here. Okay. Got an F-16 aggressor squadron camo. That looks pretty neat. I like that. Is the Sukhoi camo again. Probably be careful about what I'm showing, although I think I have safe search enabled, so it shouldn't have an impact at all. I mean, yeah, there are other thoughts, though. I was seeing some other choices. Ooh, Arctic camouflage. That looks good. F-16s. Put paint on a F-35. I'm definitely not gonna scroll through this for you guys to see. Ah, that is some paint on a Corsair 2, not a Crusader. There's like a good F4 Phantom paint I was looking at earlier. I'm kind of curious if it's gonna pop up here. Go with like the Dassault Mirage approach. Actually, it might be better to go with the. Ooh, no, it is. Do I want to go with the softer lines or the harder lines? Might be better off with the softer lines, but it might be better off with the harder lines. I'm not sure. Anyway, I need to decide on a base color for the paint scheme. Make the fuselage that color, and then add in the rest of the paint scheme. Or we could go with something simple and gray. But I think I do want to go with a actual proper paint scheme. Oh, I feel kind of like the Hornets in the old naval colors, but these are probably not naval aircraft. There are interesting woodland camouflages. I mean, if you want to see the Phantom camouflage, here's an image of showing a bunch, and it's kind of down there. That would be an interesting F4 camouflage choice, or this one. We gotta make a decision. You know what? I might do a slightly off-white as the main fuselage paint. And then apply additional colors based on that. Maybe the engine area becomes shiny. I don't know. Alright, so. Add a new layer. This one should be here-ish. I'm gonna get rid of the background. Actually, you know what? Let's add in a nicer black background. There we go. So I can use that. I can use either background if I want. So this one I'll probably use the black background for. So this is probably type this out as cockpit. How do you spell that? No U, no U. I always think there's a U in there. So that would be fuselage base. Alright, so we're gonna have a white, but it's not gonna be a pure white. So I want to go for a blue to make it a little bit more off-white. And at some point, I am probably gonna apply like an additional color onto this. But for now, yeah, I'll leave it at this. So fuselage base. Start kind of here. Okay, so I'll bring it to there, and then I'll kind of leave a gap here for the moment. So I can work that out later. And those are the wings, of course. Then over here. Okay, so that's kind of the landing gear hatch area. Okay, so then here is the intake, and we will go down. You know what? I will just do this. We're just gonna have the intake in that color. Okay, so then that's where we get to our weapon pods. So then, I'll just kind of take this. Draw it back to like here, up through here. So, you know what, let's get the edge of the wings in this color. There. Actually, you know what? The engines I will paint in it, other than the aft end of it. Very aft end. Okay. There, go there, go there. You know what? I think that piece will be a separate one. And I think the rest of this I am just gonna have in this base white color, and then I'll add more details on as we go along. So let's do this. Well, I could also try to use. There's part of me which is thinking about using that circular tool more, drawing and filling in circles. Or ovals, I should say. Then the rest of this can all be made with detail. Alright? Should be everything I need in that paint. And then over here, stop a little short, intentionally. So that I can actually get that looking as it should. So go here, up, over, boop, 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 boop. Put it there. Wait, you know what? You do need to go back over that. I will get that fixed sometime later. Um, right. There's a chance I just work on future ones of these offline, to be honest. I mean, maybe the guys on YouTube will watch it, who knows? I'm just looking at the Twitch account and I'm like, yeah, this is not what my live audience wants. And I was hoping to have a live audience here so I could stay a little bit better motivated through this and chat with them some, but no. I don't know if this is what people on YouTube will like to see. You know, maybe this is like something they'd put on like ×2 and hear me talk, because I think I am a little bit of a slow talker sometimes, although sometimes I'm fast. Like right now I think I'm trying to be a little faster, but I'm not sure how well it's working. Knowing me, probably not well. It's like whenever I hear myself, I'm like, oh, do I really talk that slowly? It feels like to myself I talk faster than I actually do. I don't know if anyone else has that problem. Okay. So, there we go. Paint. Yeah, that vaguely resembles the fighter jet. Yeah, that's a pretty vague resemblance. I could try to liven it up by, like, hopping in a Discord channel. I don't know. I don't know what the correct course of action here is. Um, just know it does not seem to be this. Whatever stupid bullshit I'm doing right now. Alright, so here's what we want. So, first off, let's get rid of that. Just, here, let's try to use this. Let's try to use the shift clicking here. Actually, you know what? Let's turn that on. It should be there. Alright, so that didn't quite work out as well as I wanted it to, so... Actually, that doesn't look terrible on that one. I think I can leave that. Alright, so... At some point I'll have to add that additional band across. Oh. Okay. So I think there's a slight issue here-ish. So maybe I want to do like... that. Okay, let's try. Maybe like this. Ah, that's not really that noticeable. That's a good base color for that. Um, I'll have to paint all the other stuff on later. Although it looks like I do have a small error up here. So outside of that, I probably want to try to shape these or this a little better. Give it more of that nose. Make the nose a little better. Additional little bit of smoothness there. Maybe a touch more there. Oh, I see an issue. So that's the nose landing gear. The rest of this is nose itself. The nose itself is relatively accurate. Check the lower one here. Then here, probably do a little goodness there. This there. You want something slightly of that shape. Check back over here. Oh yeah, we are gonna need to mess with that. Just take you. Okay, cool. It's good enough, I think. I don't need that modeled perfectly. Like maybe this could be rounded a little bit. Maybe a little more like that. I still need that there. Then for the second guy, okay, yeah. Do that. So I fixed that already. That all aligns pretty well. I mean, we'll have to work on the engines later. You probably way in that way. Okay, so then you gotta go down more like this. So, digital, yep. How to learn this is, what I'm trying. Alright, so. I'm gonna mess with this shape a little bit over here, too. That. Looks like I can also get by with, like, this, too. If I look at the top one, I mean, right now it's mostly just digital tracing, but I need the smaller 3x3. Just kind of trim out this. And just make sure this gap exists. Okay, yeah, that gap exists there. So we still have this little curve to work with. I still think there could be a bit more smoothness here. I think that's pretty smooth. Relatively. Okay, yeah, that's looking better. Save a copy of this. Okay, so we still got to do the circular region on the back, but this is a pretty good outline of what's going to need paint specifically, although there is going to have to be a lot of shading to make this look good and, you know, get the wings in. And then I'll also have to model the missiles, which that's going to be annoying. Missiles might... I might have the missiles like pure white. And the drop tank's more of like a silver, maybe? And then once those are in, stuff should be a little easier. Alright, so... Oh, we also gotta model the engine, too. So I'll probably start the engine as like a, relatively lighter gray. Probably just take the color it has. I'll have to figure out how to get the flame in here, too. That's gonna be annoying. It might be something where I have to use a bit of the erase tool here. I think that's what I'll do, actually. So, eraser, I'm on the eraser. So we got the 7x7. Kind of cut that section open. And do it down there. Um, and I will have to give that like a red hue. But that should be good. I'll have to edit that later. Now, get this piece in, and erase the U, the U, roughly U. I'll keep that layer enabled. Alright, but disable this layer, so I can actually kind of see a little bit more what I'm doing. So that kind of needs to go there. Otherwise, that's solid. Go to paint. Give me a race. Come on. Thank you. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Although it might be the case where I need to use that too. I think I do. And did I check the top one yet? Okay. Do that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to model this curve successfully. So, Okay, a little bit of... Okay, so now we can go to the 7x7. I mean, that bottom part there would be obscured though, so I don't care quite as much about. Okay, I think we got more of a circle there now. Other than, like, that little bit right there. That's looking pretty circular now. Give it a pass with that. Just kind of get that down a little bit better. Yeah, okay. That's looking solid, I would say. Now, down here, need this guy. Looks like this is more of an additive one than the other one. That looks like a pretty good curve, other than down here. There. Nope, that kind of ruined it. That's solid. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid on both. We'll have to add the weapons to it, though. Alright, so now we need the thrusters. So Let's grab a nice neutral color off of them. About there. Add a new layer below the fuselage, and give me the sketch lines. You know what? Don't. Do give me the sketch lines. Okay, so we're putting this on the burner. Do that. Okay, there we go. Then I will have to modify the individual sections themselves. Alright, so then, boop, boop. And then the rest will be painted on in extra color. Alright, so then we gotta do the same to the afterburner up top, right here. That is, take that there. Oh, we can just go this again. Get rid of you. Go to pencil. Fill in the rest. Right. Burner should now go to lower opacity. Should be there. Should be present. Sketch should be gone. Alright, so let's start with this guy. Alright, so afterburner wise, looks like a little bit of area there. Let's try to kind of get the circle right first and then carve out the sections to carve out. Something I'm gonna have to piece. Actually, no, I think it just does. There. Alright, now we gotta erase some parts from this. That little bit. little bit right there. That's mostly fit in. Okay. I think that's... Yeah, it looks like that afterburner pretty well. I see the small indentation now below. Yeah, right there. Right there. Okay. So we got that. You know, this is probably not gonna take anyone's breath away. Alright, so this is the other afterburner, so we need this guy up. So... Oh, accidentally set it all the way down. Okay, so we want this out a little further, up to about there. We want that out a little further. Get the eraser, get you. Don't do that. Okay. Well, that is not smooth at all. So, probably do that. Like that. A little bit more like that. Technically a piece like right there. Technically a little bit more right here too. And, you know, the bottom of that's going to get obscured by a missile, so. Alright, burner. 100%. Okay. So, there's actually somehow progress going on. And I don't know how, but we're gonna get to the point where we need weapons, like the missiles and such. And, what's the other thing? Well, the missiles, and then, you know, every single little bit of detail on this, and shading. And that's gonna get annoying very quickly. But I still probably have another hour or two left of stream time. Yeah, that scares me. I do not know why I'm doing this stream. This is, on all accounts, a dumb idea. Alright, so next thing we'd have is weapons here. So the missiles. So, that's a good... Okay, you know what? Let me just look up images of the Sidewinder, first of all. Okay, so a good base color for the Sidewinder. Do you want to go with like a white? Let's go with like a pure white for the missiles. Or maybe slightly off-white, but not quite as off-white as the Fuselage. Um, Alright. And you know what? We should probably add another one for the drop tanks. And then I'll have to kind of curve them around this. Alright, so that's kind of the missile color. The drop tank color I probably... fighter... You know what? No. Drop tank color I probably want to be a little bit grayer than that. So maybe more like here-ish is the base color I use. Yeah, let's use that. Alright, so I'll keep the sketch lines. Let's drop tanks there. Alright, let's just make that fully opaque. That kind of goes back there before it flips inside something. So that would be the rough shape of the drop tanks. Oh god, I painted on it. No. Needs to be its own layer. Certainly understand the painting on the wrong layer thing and why that annoys artists, but to be fair, I've understood that for a while now because I did the From the Depths camos. So, it's not exactly new information, I would say. Alright, yeah, get rid of the sketch lines. Actually, no, keep the sketch lines in. I'll work on the lower drop tank first. Drop tanks. So what is the chance that this actually winds up looking good in the end, and what's the chance it winds up looking like shit? I guess is the question. Question I am currently asking myself. Like, I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to be able to get this done today at this point. This is a nice base color for the drop tanks, although I probably will add some shading to them. Done. Or definitely will add some shading. But the idea is that I first work with like a base color thing, and then once the base colors are done, that's when I apply shading and shadows to it. In the form of a different brush. Alright, so, move the sketch lines. So now the goal... Okay, you know what? You know what? Start here. Do like this. This, maybe? Alright, so... let's add a little bit more depth to this. Alright, and then now we can start erasing. I think I've just discovered the best way to actually get the shapes I want, and it's by doing this. You know what I'm doing now. Drawing lines and then abusing other lines to make my older lines seem more rounded. When that's not the case at all. Let's reduce the opacity a bit. Okay, cool. Like, that drop tank is done, because all that's hidden. Although, as much as it's hidden, I feel like a section of it just kind of has to be removed anyways. Um, okay, so that's obscured by the missile, but I didn't want anything obscured by the pylon. Go. Right, so that's the lower drop tank, and then the upper drop tank is here. Okay, so with this guy, um, set opacity more. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's get rid of those and just kind of see where potential issues lie. A little bit there. This one's pretty... Yeah, this one looks pretty solid. Maybe a little bit here. Top drop tank, though, if you're here. I think that's a little better. For this back section here, I probably... Yeah, I do need to regrow that. That bit of this. So we kind of have that shape in there. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's kind of where the drop tanks will be. Ah, onto the missiles now. Ah. Okay, so now with this one, I am again gonna have to hide that, and I'm gonna have to hide the drop tanks as well. And for the missiles, we're gonna have to do a redesign. Fun! You have a thruster at the back. I just paint him in this color initially, and then work out a new thruster color later on. So, how do I want to handle this? Okay, so for the missiles, I'll do a little bit sharper of a nose. Yeah, I want to switch to the white. Make them a little thinner, maybe. No, I'll also keep them about the same thickness. So then, bam. You. So then we're kind of going out to this side. I'm just gonna do this. Not follow that over there. Okay, so then this missile kind of, or that fin. This works never end. Yep, I see that. Okay, so that's missile 1. Missile 2 would be over here. Then do a quick erase like here-ish, just because that's kind of where the pylon is. The missile. Okay, so then over here. A piece. Kind of builds along the back side. Okay. Oh yeah, we have the forward fins to put on as well. I'll just copy pretty directly. But it will have to be something where more depth gets added to them. And that would be the one, so that's gonna do that. Okay. Kind of goes there, but then it needs to curve around that. There we go. Probably a little bit back here. That's that. I don't think that's another one. I think the other one's completely obscured. I'm gonna have to reshape the tips of these missiles, but I think that's it for the lower plane, other than, you know, these. Just there. And now, where's my fill bucket? There's my fill bucket. Those will have to be repainted a little later. Those don't look bad. I might actually try to leave, this here. It's kind of like that outline for distinguishing where that missile begins and ends. Although eventually I will have to build those afterburner things. Probably try to keep that lower segment there just so I can kind of keep track of that missile warhead. Okay, so then this missile started there. Okay, so that still gives me that little bit of extra detail in those couple of sections, so I can kind of tell, you know, where the warhead's supposed to start and end. I'm just curious. This missile's wound up being the same color as the fuselage. How? I wanted, like, this color for the missiles. Alright. Colorize. Okay, cool. Now we have a new color for the missiles. It's this color. Okay. Get rid of the drop tanks. Get rid of the cockpits, actually. Yeah, get rid of the burner, too. Alright. Okay, so we start out with, this further back one. I think maybe once I have the missiles done, I'll call the stream, because I'm just, like, kind of bored. Alright, so then we do that. Go here. Got a little further in the back. See me go. Okay. Okay, missile one. Okay, you know what? Let's just do. Boop, 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 boop. You just go back, although. That one's gonna get some of that section erased. Yeah, work. Okay, boop. Okay, well, I'm gonna start here instead. Erase that. I have to do that on the lower missile too. I've just realized, and then probably erase. Okay, we can do that. And here we do boop, 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 boop. And then fill it all in. Might just do the backs of the missiles as solid rather than having that rocket motor. If I look at, say, the Sidewinder image I pulled up, yeah, it's like that. Alright, so then here, doop, 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 doop. These are probably going to be a little bit more difficult for me to tell. Yeah, I'll have to sort them out later. Okay, concern. Slight concern up here. That's... I know how to mess with that, though. I'm just gonna have to cut that from the layer, paste it onto a new layer, and also do that to, plane up here in that drop tank. So, file, cut, control. Okay, so we'll do missiles B and missiles F. Okay, so we're gonna have to have both planes then as separate entities, I do believe. I think the cockpits I can get away with not splitting, for now. Okay, so then fuselage base. Cut. Paste. Base. Back. And then you will be fuselage base front. Okay, that should work. Right, so then missiles F. Missiles back needs to go below that. Alright, no. They don't. Because, okay, the cockpits need to be split too. Select. Cut. Control V, paste. Cockpit B. Alright, so cockpit B, or cockpit F needs to go there. And then drop tanks. Ah, screw it, I'll do this. Cut, Control V, paste. Tank B, then drop tank F. And then I'll probably have to sort these into own little files. So everything, okay, burner is on the last layer. Let's put burner on the last layer. And then other than that, everything else goes on to its own layer. Okay, so B, you need to be B right there. Then now we have the F's in front of it. And now I can do these little things called layer groups. This is actually somehow coming along somewhat. I'm still gonna need to learn shading. And a lot of other stuff is still going to need to be done. Um, we kind of do like a soft brush. Don't do that. So let's try this. Just as like a test layer. Let's see. I'm gonna create a new brush. Duplicate brush. So you will be soft, probably. You know what? Delete brush. Have all the stamps in the way. So I think the idea here would be instead to, let's just try just a line of this, and then a reduction in opacity. I think that would be the goal. To add stuff and reduce the opacity. But I don't know. We got something here. This is something. This is progress. It's not the greatest thing ever. It's not the worst thing ever. I am going to have to figure out how to add shading in GIMP and get that to work. But, you know, this could be far, far, far worse. I'm just gonna delete test here. Alright, I think that's been the stream. I've been live for, almost 4 hours now. Yeah, that's some progress. I'm getting a little tired. I'll get to work on this again some other time. But, hopefully I'll have a new desktop background and, I can use this for channel art. And, then I can start working on other images for channel art and eventually get to some, boats. That's kind of what my channel's been about. So yeah, thank you everyone for stopping in, and I will see you next time. Bye! I've just not been caring to link the socials already. Like, yeah, who cares about Twitter? I mean, you guess YouTube's important, Discord's fairly important, but yeah, I don't know, I forgot to. I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube, links are in the description. If you're watching this on Twitch, links are below, but it doesn't really matter. I don't know. That's what you're getting in the post by section. Yeah, this is gonna take a while, but it's at least art's working. Alright, bye!